So let's create this beautiful and realistic looking lemon in Infinite Painter. So first of all, change the background color into black. Now select the Monoline Brush from the Calligraphy from the brushes and set the size at around 40%. Now enable the vertical symmetry tool and lock it to the position. Now use it to draw a curve like this in the center. And if you have done something wrong, then you can just tap your two fingers to undo it. And complete the shape using the simple line. And fill the color in it. Now go through the wrap tool and use the basic tool to increase and decrease the size of that shape. Now add a new layer and clip it to that previous layer. And use white color for drawing a curve like this using the Monoline brush again. Now go through the brushes and use the soft airbrush from the sprayers and keep the size at around 20% and draw straight lines like this all around the curve. Now at the end, draw these curves on both sides of the line and fill the color in it using that brush only. Now do the same with all the lines. Now select the coarse charcoal brush from charcoals and keep the size at around 20 to 30% and use the white color for adding some grain at the curve. Now increase the size of the brush and do it all around the curve so that we can add some grain on it. Now use the same brush to draw again using the yellow color this time. And then afterwards use the orange color. Now go through the brushes and select the soft airbrush from sprayers and keep the size at around 20% and use the grey color for drawing some circles in the white part like this. Now use the white color too for adding some more realistic look to it. Now do the same thing on this yellow part too. Now use the white color for drawing more of them. It's looking quite good already. Now erase those lines using the soft airbrush and keep the opacity at around 60%. Now use the same brush to add some of these lines on the lemon using the orange color from the color palette. And of course you can download the color palette from the link in the description. And I am also showing you the color I am using on the left part of the video. This time use more darker color. Increase and decrease the size of the brush as I am doing in here. Now add some orange color and keep the size of the brush at around 30 to 40%. Now decrease the size to around 20% this time. Now use darker color from the color palette for adding some darkness in the bottom part of the slice. Now keep the size at around 20% or 10% and use the white color for adding some of the minor details on the lemon. These are just random lines, so you have to draw like this. Now add some yellow bright color using the same brush and keep the size at around 20 to 30%. Now use dark red color from the color palette and keep size at around 50% and opacity at around 20% and use it at the bottom of the slices. Wow, it's really looking cool. Now merge all the clipped layers into one by tapping on the layer and click on the merge button. Now go through the wrap tool and tilt it to the right side using the basic option from there. That's it. Now add a new layer and keep it below that layer. Now use the Monoline brush from the Calligraphy for adding a line like this on the right side and then complete the curve like this. And don't forget to close the shape because you have to fill the color in it. Now you can also erase some part if you have done something wrong using the same brush. And don't make the corner too sharp. Now add a new layer and clip it to that layer. And use the Coarse charcoal brush from the charcoals for adding some dark colors onto it. Use more darker and darker color as you move to the corner. This time I'm using black at the corners only. And use some yellow bright color too. Now add one more new layer and draw a line like this, and you can decrease the opacity for adding some of the shadows. Now use bright white color and keep the size at around 10% to draw some random lines like this. Now use the white color for adding some bright white line at the very edge, and you can decrease the opacity or you can just erase it using the soft airbrush. Now erase the upper part of the slice using the soft airbrush again and keep the opacity at around 60%. Now erase some inner part of the slice too to make it look transparent. Now use the Coarse charcoal brush from charcoals for erasing some part of it like this. Not too much, just little. Now merge those layers too. Now add a new layer and use any hard brush like Monoline Brush from the Calligraphy for drawing some random line on top of slice. Now increase the size of the brush and add some yellow to it. Now draw some curves like this. And after that you can just erase some part of it using the soft airbrush from the sprayers, or you can decrease the opacity. Just use it at the corners. Now add those layers too and duplicate that layer and use the wrap tool for making it upside down using the basic tool. Use rotate tool for rotating it and mirror tool for mirroring that image. Now use the distort tool for compressing it a little bit, and that's it. Now decrease the opacity to around 80% and erase some bottom part using the soft airbrush from sprayers. Now add those layers too, and that's it. If you enjoyed watching the video, then like the video, subscribe to the channel. I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.